Imagine owning an airport, millions of passengers, billions in revenue potential. Now, imagine selling it 3 times and failing every single time. This is Midway International Airport, Chicago's second busiest. For over 2 decades, politicians have tried to sell it. They've signed deals worth billions, they've shaken hands with global investors, they've made grand announcements, and every single time, the deal has collapsed spectacularly, expensively, embarrassingly. This is the story of the airport that never was, how Chicago's obsession with privatization cost the city billions and turned a major airport into the deal that always got away. Act 1, the first vision. 2005, Mayor Richard M. Daley is riding high. He just sold the Chicago Skyway for $1.83 billion, nearly double what anyone expected. The privatization bug has bitten him hard. But Daley wants something bigger, much bigger. Midway Airport. 7,000 flights a month, millions of passengers, and unlike the Skyway, this is a true crown jewel of city infrastructure. There's just one problem: federal law. Since airports receive federal funding, they can't simply be sold. The FAA created a pilot program in 1996 allowing 5 airports to be leased to private operators, but by 2005, only 1 slot had ever been used. Daley applies for one of the 4 remaining slots. It's a long shot, but he's feeling lucky. After all, he just pulled off the Skyway miracle. By 2008, everything is different. The financial world is collapsing, credit markets are frozen, but Daley sees the opportunity in chaos. This is the perfect time to sell assets for quick cash. Act 2, the first deal. Fall 2008, the birds come in. Citigroup leads a consortium including Vancouver Airport Services and John Hancock Life Insurance. Their offer, $2.52 billion for a 99-year lease. October 15, 2008, Daley announces the winner. It's the first major U.S. airport privatization. The consortium will operate Midway for almost a century. But there's a catch. The buyers need financing, lots of it, and the credit markets are collapsing around them. Lehman Brothers has just failed. Banks aren't lending. December 2008, the city council votes 49-0 to approve the deal. Aldermen see the $2.5 billion and say yes without hesitation. The consortium makes a down payment, $126 million. Act 3, the first collapse. Winter 2009, the consortium scrambles for funding. They need $1.8 billion more. Banks that promised money vanished. Credit lines evaporate. The global economy is in freefall. The deadline approaches April 2009. The deal must close or it's dead. Citigroup, drowning in its own financial crisis, can't deliver. Vancouver Airport tries other sources. Nothing works. April 20, 2009, the inevitable announcement. The deal is dead. The consortium can't secure financing. The privatization of Midway is officially canceled. Daley tries to put on a brave face. The city keeps the $126 million down payment, essentially free money for the deal that never happened. But the humiliation stings. The failure makes national news. Chicago's privatization streak is broken. The first major airport privatization in U.S. history collapses before it even begins. Act 4, the waiting game. For 3 years, Midway sits in limbo. Daley doesn't try again. The FAA doesn't push. The privatization slot remains reserved for Chicago, unused. February 2011, Rahm Emanuel wins the mayor's race. During the campaign, he had opposed privatization deals, calling them short-sighted. Midway seems off the table. But Emanuel inherits a financial disaster. Chicago faces a $636 million budget shortfall. Pension obligations spiral out of control. The city desperately needs money. Meanwhile, the FAA grows impatient. Chicago has held the large hub privatization slot for 7 years without using it. Other cities want the opportunity. New Orleans briefly shows interest, then withdraws. Act 5, the second attempt. Late 2012, Emanuel's tune changes. Facing massive pension costs and budget holes, privatization suddenly looks attractive again, but he promises a different approach. Emanuel's conditions: maximum 40-year lease, not 99 years, revenue sharing with ongoing payments, not just a lump sum, and the city keeps ownership. Operators just manage the airport. The interested parties circle again. Macquarie and Ferrovial, the Skyway operators, team up. Industry funds management partners with Manchester Airport Group. The vultures smell opportunity. March 2013, Emanuel issues formal requests for proposals. 16 parties express interest. By March, it's down to 6 finalists. The process looks promising. Act 6, the second collapse. March to September 2013, the bidding process proceeds. 2 finalists emerge, the Macquarie Ferrovial team and the IFM Manchester Group. Then, suddenly, one bidder drops out. Industry funds management cites valuation issues and walks away. Emanuel is left with only one bidder. September 5th, 2013, Emanuel makes an unexpected announcement. The privatization process is terminated. With only one bidder, there's no competition, no leverage, no deal. The second attempt dies. No corruption, no financial crisis, just a simple lack of competitive bids. Midway remains in public hands. Act 7, the third hint. Emanuel doesn't give up entirely. For years, he leaves the door open. Maybe another attempt, different market conditions, better timing. The FAA, frustrated by Chicago's on-again, off-again approach, considers changing the rules. Maybe take away Chicago's slot, give another city a chance. In 2019, Lori Lightfoot becomes mayor. She's not interested in privatization. The idea quickly dies. Chicago has officially wasted 3 opportunities to privatize Midway. Act 8, the missed billions. Let's calculate the cost of failure. The 2008 deal would have brought in $2.52 billion. Studies suggest the airport was worth much more, perhaps $4 to $5 billion. By 2013, Midway's value had grown. A second attempt could have yielded $2 to $3 billion with revenue sharing. Emanuel's terms might have generated more long-term income than Daley's lump sum approach. Compare that to the Indianapolis airport, which signed a management contract in 1995. BAA operated it for 10 years, increasing profits from $17 million to $28 million annually. Chicago could have made much more with a full privatization. Today, Midway operates as a typical public airport. Southwest Airlines dominates it, carrying 90% of the passengers. The airport handles 22 million passengers annually, but generates modest profits for the city. Act 9, the political game. 3 mayors, 3 attempts, 3 failures. Each politician had different motivations, different approaches, different excuses. Daley saw privatization as his legacy. After the Skyway success, everything looked like another deal to be made. The 2008 financial crisis was both opportunity and obstacle. Emanuel wanted to be smarter than Daley, shorter terms, better conditions, but his political calculation failed. With only one bidder, he had no power to negotiate. Lightfoot represented a different generation of Chicago politics, less willing to sell public assets, more skeptical of privatization promises. Act 10, the consultant's game. Each failed attempt enriched someone. The consultants. Goldman Sachs advised on the 2008 deal. Credit Suisse worked on attempt number 2. Lawyers, advisors, and investment bankers all got paid. The revolving door spins freely. Chicago officials become consultants. Consultants become city officials. John Borovica, who ran Emanuel's congressional campaign, lobbied for both red light cameras and airport deals. The consulting fees add up to millions across all 3 attempts for work that never produced a completed deal. For advice that consistently failed. Act 11, the broader context. Chicago wasn't alone in privatization ambitions, but other cities succeeded where Chicago failed. London's Heathrow, Frankfurt, Sydney, Copenhagen all successfully privatized. In America, only a handful of airports have been privatized under the FAA program. Stewart Airport in New York, Luis Munoz Marin in Puerto Rico, Branson Airport in Missouri, small fish compared to Midway. Congress expanded the pilot program to 10 airports but kept the restriction. Only one large hub could be privatized. Chicago's failures blocked other major cities from trying. Act 12, the current state. Today, Midway remains stubbornly public. The terminal is dated, the runway system is constrained, investment is needed but city funds are limited. Mayor Brandon Johnson faces the same budget pressures as his predecessors, but privatization is off the table. The political will is gone and the moment has passed. Travelers still use Midway. Southwest's hub ensures steady traffic, but the airport feels stuck in time, a monument to missed opportunities. The FAA no longer holds Chicago's slot. After 15 years, they gave up waiting. Other cities can now try to privatize their airports. Chicago's window is closed. Conclusion. 3 mayors, 20 years, billions in potential revenue. 0 privatization deals completed. The airport that never was tells the story of Chicago's greatest municipal failure. The cost isn't just the deals that didn't happen, it's the debt that piled up, the services that went unfunded, the infrastructure that deteriorated while politicians chased privatization dreams. Other cities learned from Chicago's mistakes. They structured much better deals. They planned more carefully. They succeeded where Chicago failed. Midway still serves millions of passengers, but it's a shadow of what it could have been. A public airport running on public funds, missing the private investment that might have transformed it. In the end, Chicago's airport privatization attempts reveal something deeper: the city's chronic inability to execute on grand visions, the tendency to shoot for the stars while failing to handle basic governance. The airport that never was stands as a testament to the saying, almost doesn't count. In a city famous for getting things done, Midway privatization is the deal that never was, the opportunity that never came, the airport that, despite 3 tries, could never break free from public ownership. Total value of privatization attempts, $7+ billion. Number of successful Chicago airport privatizations, 0. Years spent trying, 20. Consulting fees paid, millions. Chicago's rank for the worst airport privatization record, number 1.